Evelyn to Philip, December 17th, 1942, 5 p.m. Angel, I just received your Monday letter, and I think the new stationery is very cute. I'm sorry to hear of your reverses, but I'm glad you quit when you saw it wasn't your day. I also received a cute card from Benny and a copy of your insurance policy. I'm glad too that you are getting paid this Saturday, for most of the $30 is being used as I told you. I'd hate to think you were flat and I had all the money. Incidentally, did you get paid for November? And if so, how much? How in the world did you accumulate so much money? Mom is walking around upstairs today and feels fine. She didn't have a chance to go to the dressmaker's, but page 2 will go as soon as she is able. I haven't seen Jack N for the past week or so. I'd love to take a picture as per your request, and if Jack can't find the time, maybe I'll take a few snapshots. Don't count on it though, because I've got over 1 million things to do and I'll be kept very busy every minute of the day. You'd think that being kept busy would keep me from being lonesome, yet I seem to be lonesome every minute. I used to miss you when you were at work. Little did I know we would be so far apart in a few short months. However, my precious soldier, my love and me are in your heart, for we are really one, and as long as I can adore and love you and look forward to the day when they will return you to us. Page 3, for good once more, I shall be waiting as patiently as I can. Eddie S. has a 5-day furlough starting today, and was over for a few minutes. All he could see of Adele as she slept was her profile, and he thought that was cute. Adele, by the way, weighs 6 pounds 15 ounces today. I'm not going to weigh her every day because it's not accurate. You can get a better idea of what she weighs if you do it every few days. She's doing wonderfully. My mom called the doctor and he said if her bowel movement is regular, I can give her orange juice and cod liver oil next week. Since she has been drinking her bottle plus some of another bottle, I asked him to increase the formula so she'll have, page 4, 4 ounces instead of 3 at each feeding. Yes, dearest, your little daughter is making fine progress, bless her. I can't wait till you come home and I put her in your arms. Then I'll hug you both. Come on January 20th. I felt fine today, so I hung the drapes. Now the room is completely finished, every nook and corner having been cleaned and put into order. I can't take Adele outside for 6 weeks due to the extremely cold weather. Previously, he had said 4 weeks, as he wants her to have sunlight. Everyone in the house sings her praises for being the quiet little angel she is. I'll say good night now, and here's a kiss for good measure. Love from all, especially your Adele and Evie. Philip to Evelyn, Thursday, December 17th, 8:20 p.m. Darling, please forgive me for letting you down today. I know I promised to mail this one early so you could receive it Saturday, but circumstances beyond my control ruled otherwise. It happened this way. This morning the skies were overcast and it looked like we were in for more snow. The sergeant told us we had a hike scheduled for this afternoon regardless of the weather. We were to start at 1 p.m. About 12 noon, however, it started to snow and blow, and in a little while we had a young blizzard on our hands. To add to our discomfiture, the thermometer dropped to 12 degrees, which is pretty darn cold, especially when the wind is whistling across this wide open place. When we contemplated the picture, we were all agreed that even the sergeant wouldn't have the heart to go on with the hike, but we underestimated the foolhardiness of our Sarge, and 1 o'clock saw us out front of the barracks attired in leggings, galoshes, about a ton each, overcoats, gas masks, and woolen hats among our regular items of wear. I couldn't for the life of me perceive how I was going to walk a block in page 2, all these duds, let alone the 7 miles to Groveport and back. To add insult to injury, we were forced to wait until the company next door got good and ready to join us. We damn near froze where we stood before we ever got started. Once we did start, we had the wind and snow smacking our faces, and believe me, baby, it took a lot of willpower to keep going in the face of that. Just as a finishing touch, the elements contrived to cover the roads with ice, camouflaged by the snow, so that the miserable soldiers didn't know whether they were going left, right, or left, swish, boom in the next few steps. I myself almost broke my back on occasions too numerous to mention, trying to avoid sudden contact with the cold, hard road. So we struggled along, looking for all the world like a company of Russian troops before Stalingrad, and I assure you, feeling not one whit more comfortable. Our progress was so slow and so painful that when it came time to turn back, we had only covered about 2.5 of the 3.5 miles to town. But turn back we had to, and now a new difficulty arose to torment us: our GD overshoes. Not one of the men in the 2 companies, I'm sure, would have sworn they were manufactured wholly of rubber. They felt and weighed like so much lead. Each succeeding step made us more certain of this after we started on the 3rd mile. Thank God, all things must come, page 3, to an end, and after what seemed an interminable time, we arrived at barracks tired but happy. I mean, oh, so happy it was all over. I don't have to tell you what I did immediately after. The same thing any sane, sensible, exhausted person would do. That's right, I took off all my outer clothing and flopped on my bunk. The next thing I remember is waking up and looking at my watch, which said 7 o'clock. Supper was long past, and I was famished, so I went to the PX for a couple of hot dogs and a bottle of Coke. Such was my rather lengthy excuse for writing late tonight in spite of my good intentions. Am I forgiven, honey? Yours of the 14th arrived this morning, a full day late. Through no fault of yours, I know. It's so good to read your letters, Chippy. I doubt if you'll ever really appreciate what a lifesaver they are. I was distressed to hear that Mom is still abed, but I'm hoping to hear tomorrow that she is okay. Again, if she isn't, drop me a wire saying this: Mom's sick, try to get leave, need your help, and I'll try to get leave. I'm sending along another envelope. It and the material in it was lying on my bunk, page 4, when I awoke. I'm not suggesting anything, not for a minute, but I thought you might like to look it over for future possibilities. The news that Adele Barra is such a good little lady gratifies me no end. I'm sure you'll do everything in your power, my darling, to keep her that way. I'm dying to see her in her own environment. Maybe then I'll realize that she really is ours. In the hospital, I just couldn't help feeling that we had bought her from the hospital people. If I see her in our room, I think I'll feel differently, that she is our creation, part of you, my Evie, and part of me, Phil. I adore you and your daughter both. My lovely, I am just your devoted husband, Phil. P.S. Love to all. Don't hesitate to wire if Mom doesn't improve.